Now, while Kremlin says the new submarine will enhance Russia's naval capabilities, many believe that this move could be a show of force by Russia amid the ongoing conflict in Ukraine.
The submarine intends to carry prospective underwater nuclear drones. The Russian President Vladimir Putin watched the departure of the submarine.
It's 4:27 in the morning. The water of the North Atlantic is near freezing. Then one sound slices through the silence, a single sonar ping. A Russian yasen-m submarine, nicknamed Arkhangelsk, has slipped into NATO's lifeline waters, barely 200 miles from a U.S. carrier group. NATO scrambles Poseidon aircraft. Destroyers fan out. Helicopters hover armed. The chessboard is set. But here's the real question. Can an entire carrier strike group truly stay safe from something designed to never be seen? Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. Imagine an enemy that doesn't soar overhead or cut across the horizon, but instead lurks beneath the waves, unseen, silent, and waiting for the moment to strike.
When you say quiet, you're saying harder to detect, harder to track.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's not science fiction. It's the purpose-built design of the Russian yasen-m class submarine known as Arkhangelsk, a nuclear-powered predator created to hunt without ever revealing its presence. Unlike surface ships, its weapon is not visibility or mass, it's invisibility. And NATO's greatest problem is that they can't track it until the submarine chooses to leave a trace. Its body is covered in anechoic tiles, rubber-like panels that absorb sonar signals, instead of reflecting them back. This makes it blend into background ocean noise. Ordinary propeller cavitation, the sharp underwater noise that gives most ships away, is minimized by a complex screw and pump jet system.
And Russian President Vladimir Putin attended the inauguration ceremony of a new nuclear submarine in the city of Severodvinsk amid the ongoing war in Ukraine.
Add to that the ability to slip beneath thermal layers, barriers of cold and warm water that scatter sound, and this submarine can run at 300 meters depth, where most sonar simply fades into static. And unlike diesel-electric boats that must surface every few days to recharge, the Arkhangelsk carries an OK-650 nuclear reactor that produces enough power to keep it underwater for entire months. That endurance transforms it from a short-range hunter into an ocean-crossing stalker. What makes it even more dangerous is its arsenal. It can load up to 40 missiles at once, caliber cruise weapons that level shore targets, Onyx missiles that skim sea level at supersonic speed, and test rumors suggest it can even fire the Zircon.
The submarine intends to carry prospective underwater nuclear drones. The Russian President Vladimir Putin watched the departure of the submarine.
A hypersonic weapon moving at nearly Mach 9. This plays into Russia's naval logic. Across the globe, surface fleets are limited, but submarines like the Yasen gain more reach than entire squadrons of surface warships. If even one Yasen slips through the Greenland-Iceland-UK choke point, NATO supply lines to Europe come under direct threat. Design alone makes it one of the single greatest dangers to a U.S. carrier strike group.
Brand new class of submarine, and it's very capable, it's very quiet. So that's the most important thing, I think, in submarine warfare.
But NATO hasn't ignored the challenge. When silence hides danger, they respond with layers of eyes, ears, and wings above the waves. How do you fight an enemy you can't see, can't hear, and can't even confirm is there? That is the challenge NATO faces every time a Russian Yasen slips below the waves. At 300 meters deep, the Arkhangelsk runs so silent that even sophisticated sonar operators hear nothing more than the ocean's background hum.
Generation nuclear submarine equipped with a modern missile and torpedo weapon system, navigating system, radio technical and hydroacoustic weapons.
Yet leaving such a threat untracked is unthinkable. The answer is not one weapon or one sensor, but a chain of constantly working systems. The first move in this chain comes from the air. A single P-8 Poseidon patrol plane can sweep over hundreds of miles of sea, dropping small cylindrical sonobuoys into the water like invisible microphones. Each one listens, relays signals upward, and joins with dozens of others to form an underwater net.
84 meters long, it can displace more water than a World War I battleship and can dive to a depth of 1,700 feet.
The Poseidon stitches together those signals in real time, creating a moving picture of what lurks unseen. Below them, U.S. destroyers spread out in rings around the carrier strike group. Their crews trail long sonar arrays deep into the water, each one tuned to catch the faintest disturbances. Computers aboard adapt constantly, shifting modes and filtering echoes as the submarine moves through different layers of the ocean.
Now, while Kremlin says the new submarine will enhance Russia's naval capabilities, many believe that this move could be a show of force by Russia amid the ongoing conflict in Ukraine.
Overhead, MH-60R Seahawk helicopters hover at precise points, lowering dipping sonars straight into the sea. These helicopters can flood an area with sharp pulses, bouncing signals off hidden objects, and if they catch a trace, they carry torpedoes ready to lock on. Some patrols even use deception, sending false pings that force a submarine to maneuver and give itself away. But there is another dimension. Breaches of Russian naval acoustic databases hint at a future where hacking may provide as much detail as sonar, offering libraries of noise signatures that can tie a submarine's movement to an exact hull.
They have a very capable submarine force, and we've seen an increase in submarine activity over the last few years.
Every patrol carries risk. A misread signal, a false contact, even an unstable sonar return could trigger alerts meant for combat. That is why NATO treats the hunt like a coordinated dance. Aircraft overhead, warships fanned out, digital networks linking them all.
Suffice it to say that the Russians have increased their presence in all bodies of water around Europe and in the Atlantic,
forcing Russia's undersea hunters to face a battlefield that expands across the ocean's surface, the skies above it, and the invisible realm of data. And with that, the contest becomes something more than a cat-and-mouse game. It points to an evolution in the way navies fight at sea. Naval combat today is no longer defined by towering battleships or missile exchanges on the surface. The real contest plays out in silence, measured in sonar echoes, acoustic signatures, and fleeting traces across the ocean's depths.
Putin oversaw raising the Navy's flag on the newly built nuclear submarine yasen-m shipyard.
The submarine is designed to carry Poseidon drones and is set to enter service next year.
Power now belongs to whoever can hide longer, detect faster, and strike without being seen. So the question remains, if stealth and detection now decide control of the seas, can any fleet truly claim to be untouchable? For more coverage on these hidden battles and the strategies behind them, subscribe to the channel and stay updated on the conflicts shaping the oceans.